Well, happy Tuesday, friends. I am going to jump into today's question. It is, do you struggle with unbelief? And I just want to start by saying I struggle with unbelief. And I think it is a very normal thing. And so I want to encourage you by just confessing my own struggle, because I think sometimes we have not done a good job as a church to emphasize that. And I'd say anyone that says they don't struggle with belief, I struggle with believing in their unbelief, if that makes sense. I struggle with double negatives. But maybe it's because of the family I was brought up in, because my dad, his entire career has been built around this idea of doubt. In fact, he established a ministry called Room for Doubt. You can go to it at roomfordoubt.com. Shout out to you, Dad. But it's this idea that we just naturally have doubts. And we have huge statistics, very sad statistics of all kinds of kids that have grown up in the church. And as a young adult, as an adult, they leave their faith, they leave the church. And one of the number one reasons that's cited for that to happen is because the church never gave them the opportunity to ask questions or the opportunity to doubt. And so as a church, we want to be a safe place where people can ask questions, where you can have doubt and that be okay. And maybe not even agree, but to continue encouraging people to search and find Jesus. So this story that we're talking about today is found in John 4:46 through 54. And I'm not going to read it, but I encourage you to read it for yourself. And the whole story is about a man that goes to Jesus, hears he's nearby, and asks him to heal his son. And as soon as Jesus says the words, his son is healed. And because of that miracle, he believes, and the entire household now believes in Jesus because of the faith and Jesus performing this miracle. So there's some fun facts in this story. First of all, this happened in Cana, and I used to, when I'd read a place, I'd be like, yada, 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 whatever, not important to me, but I'm going to the Holy Land this fall, and so I'm paying closer attention to places. And Cana is actually 20 miles away from where this government official lives. That's a big deal, to walk 20 miles in hopes of finding him, in hopes of getting him to heal his son. And so I want to ask you 3 questions when it comes to your doubt and your faith. Number 1, are you taking steps to find Jesus? Again, this official walked 20 miles. Are you taking steps, maybe literal steps, to find Jesus? And Jeremiah 29:13 says, when you're searching God with all your heart, you will find him, because God's heart is that we would know him and understand him, and he wants to reveal himself to you. That is the heart of God. Number 2 question for you, are you focused on the wrong things? And sometimes we look at the bad and not in the places where God is working. So my 3rd question for you is, where do you see God working in your life? Maybe even small ways, glimpses of hope. And I would say, I feel like my mantra is the scripture, Mark 9:24, that says, I do believe, but help my unbelief. And I want to see you, God, in the small things of my life. So then I will have the faith to believe even bigger things. Because really, the more we use our faith, the more our faith grows. And so the whole book of John was written so that we would believe in Jesus. And that's why it's full of miracle stories, because the more we see Jesus move and work, the more our faith grows. So my prayer for you is that your faith will grow as you see Jesus moving and working, and that you will share that with others. So glad to have you here with me today. Have a great day.